everybody, Amy White with Worthy Written Words. Today we're in our New Testament wide margin journaling edition, and we're going to be in Romans chapter 3 verses 23 through 26. Now the very first thing that I'm doing is I'm going to be adding some water to this red paint, and you can add the water directly into your tub of red paint that came in your kit, or you can use a palette like I'm doing and put some water in the palette and then add some paint until it's very thin and watery. And now using a flat or angled paintbrush and with some scrap paper behind my page, I'm going to flick some red spray onto the middle section of the page. We don't want it to be all over the page, and we don't want it to be a ton. So think less is more for this look. So we need it to be super watery so it'll look more like blood and it'll flick on the page. And then when it's dry, we can remove the scrap paper and we can add these chain stickers to the top and the bottom of the margin. And you want to make sure that you leave a little space in between so you don't want them to be connecting. If you need to, you can cut excess off of the margins, but if you have a book like mine, then it should fit really perfectly into that space. Now, while we have this paint out before it dries, I want you to take your nail and kind of dip it into this watered down paint, and then we're going to set it aside to dry. If you have a heated tool, you can use that to help it dry faster. I'm actually adding some more water onto it because I don't want it to be so thick, and I want it to have the effect of running down the nail instead of just being so uniformly painted on as a straight line. So I wanted to give it a little bit of a dripping feel to it, and then I'm gonna put it aside and let it dry. But that's the last thing we're going to do with the paint, so then you can clean all that up. Now, using these He's a Chain Breaker stickers in your kit, as well as the silver marker that comes in your kit, we are going to take that pen or marker and we're going to color over the chain breaker letters that are black. We're going to color over them so that they will dry and be silver, so it'll look metallic like a chain. It's hard to see that in the picture, but it's very shiny and metallic in real life. When that's all dry, then we're going to peel the letters off, and I am going to start with the breaker letters first to put them on the bottom of the page. Then I'm going to put the he's at the top of the footnotes, and then the chain in the middle in between them two, and that way I can make sure that they're spaced out evenly instead of just starting at the top and hoping for the best as you work your way down. And I'm using this piece of paper to kind of line them up, and this works about 70% of the time, but it allows you to just kind of have an idea of where you want them to be spaced apart, and then from here you can lay them onto your page and then push them down, and then if some of them pop off, then you can, it's a lot easier doing it this way than just starting from scratch. Now I'm going to use my black glaze pen from Sakura. Really, any gel pen that's black will work, or marker or colored pencil will work for this, but I prefer my glaze pen. I am going to outline the letters of Chainbreaker. Now I'm going to take the tag that comes in this kit, and I'm going to take a paper cutter, and I am going to cut off the top and the bottom, so right where the pivot point is, just so that it's one straight tag. Then I'm going to add the clear Forgiven sticker, and I'm going to put it as close as I can to the punched out hole, and then any excess that's hanging off I will cut off with the paper cutter. Now I'm going to take the twine, and I'm going to tie a knot on one end of the nail after wrapping it around, so there's like a double wrap around with the twine, and then there's a knot. And then on the other side of the twine, I'm going to tie a knot to the tag. So there's like two knots, one on the nail and then one that ties the twine to the tag. Now, using some craft tape, micro dots from AdTech, but any craft tape will work, I am going to attach the bottom part of the tag to my page, and then I'm going to use a hot glue gun to attach the nail to the page. And when I attach the nail to the page, I want to put the hot glue gun on the twine and the nail, because otherwise the nail might just slip out of the twine and fall out of your book. So this way you want to glue both things to your page, the twine and the nail. And the last thing that we're going to do is I'm using a red jelly roll pen from Sakura, but any sort of red gel pen or colored marker or colored pencil will work. I'm underlining verses 23 to 26. when you're using whatever you choose to use, just make sure it doesn't bleed through to the other side first. And that's it. I hope you guys had fun making this page. Make sure that you subscribe so that you can be up to date with all of our latest video releases, and any links that you might need will be below in the video description. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.